Hi, today I'm going to work on a MicroBrute, Arturia MicroBrute. I've had this synthesizer for a number of years, and I've been trying to expand my understanding of synthesizers and controllers and MIDI and stuff. And so I bought a Behringer Model D, and one of my goals was to maybe have this keyboard and maybe even this sequencer drives the Behringer. I think this is this unit here is a lot of fun by itself, but it only has the one oscillator and some ways you can cheats to work around that. But anyway, so when I was trying to hook this up, I couldn't get gate out and CV out, or pitch out, which is CV out, I guess. I got the gate to plug into the Behringer, and so I would get a note, but I couldn't get any pitch variation. It seemed like it was really straightforward. I didn't understand why that wasn't working, and I looked at several videos about that and contacted Arturia, and they were really helpful as far as getting back to me right away. Anyway, long story short, I did a lot of testing and stuff and tried all kinds of different cables. Well, it turns out this jack right here is a little loose. So what we're going to do today basically is open this up, look at this jack, see if it's resoldered or whatever we have to do so it's not loose like it is right now. So let's go ahead and we're going to open this up and basically do a quick resolder job. So I don't know if anyone's had these open or not, but I thought this might be a good opportunity to take a look inside these. I've got these two here, but I don't know if I need to take them out or not. I think I need to take all these knobs off. You think? Or is there going to be... Yeah, I'm going to take all the knobs off. Well, that's fun. Not. Yay. Awesome. All right. It's connected with this ribbon cable here, and those are handled a couple different ways. I'm going to have to look at this. So this one, I was trying to be careful with those ribbon cables because they are a little wonky at times, but there's some little gray tabs on there that we can pull. There we go. And so it only goes in the one way, so we're going to look at that and make sure when we put it back in, it's got the contact sticking up and the blue is going to be against the motherboard here. So the contact in question, I'm going to guess that this is the back side, but we're going to have to take this off so we can see it. But that's this one right there. The pitch out was the one I was having problem with. Take all those off. So these are going to slip out back toward me a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, so they hot glued the on-off switch over here, so that's simple to pull that off, unplug the switch. There we go. And I think we can just, there we go. Aha. All right, very good. So I can see the culprit right here. Looks like we're just going to go in from the back and resolder it, and we'll see if that's as simple as it gets. So that's the inside of a synthesizer. Okay, I've hooked it up. We don't have total success yet, but actually I can demonstrate what the problem was to begin with. See, I'm getting a signal sent to the Model D, but there's no pitch variation. But if I pull the pitch CV to one side, okay, so I finally do get that, which is what I wanted. So just trying to resolder that joint didn't do me any good. I actually had to find a replacement jack to put back in there. So I found one on Adafruit.com. Taking out the old jack was actually a little harder than I anticipated. The solder must have been a higher temperature than I'm used to, and it took me a while to get all the pieces out. It actually fell apart when I was trying to pull it out. But eventually I just actually had to resort to using a jeweler's drill to drill out each side of the circuit board to get the last leg out of there, which I eventually was able to do. But fortunately, the new jack snapped in place pretty easy, and I was able to do a decent soldering job on it at that point. So put the whole thing back together and was able to move on and hook it up to the Behringer, which we'll see here shortly. Okay, so let's finish up on our input jack situation. So I hooked everything up as appropriate, and first things first, let's see if we have a signal. So I've turned down the master volume on the MicroBrute, and so let's see if we can actually talk to the Model D. Sounds like it does work. Okay, and so that's just the MicroBrute, I'm sorry, that's just the Model D generating the sounds of that. Now what's so cool about this now is now I can use the sequencer on the MicroBrute to drive the Model D. So this is great. So this thing has a 64-step sequencer in here. I find it real easy to use for me personally. I'm not a great keyboardist or anything, but I do like to just to mess around on this thing. But this suddenly has offered a lot of variety to what I can do with it. So I hope that's helpful to people. To get that jack situation was really frustrating. It took me a long time with working with Arturia, and their technicians were actually extremely good to deal with. Very helpful, very attentive, and actually did a lot of follow-up with me, which I was really surprised they were that interested in making sure everything turned out fine. But going through this together, we finally figured out it was the jack, and as we saw, the jack can be replaced. It's maybe not the easiest thing on earth, but the fact that we were able to locate the replacement part and put it in, resoldered in there is a good thing. So anyway, so that was the problem solved, and I hope this helps everybody. So if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in this comments section. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, please subscribe. So thank you very much for watching.